One of the key highlights of this year's budget that was presented in the Parliament today has been the stress on India's self-reliance. Interestingly, the economic survey that preceded the budget also noted the need for India to continue on its current trajectory for even better and swifter growth. The Union budget is nothing short of a real and relevant feasibility study of a nation's economic plan. For a new India, a more supportive budget could not have come at a better time. Namaste and welcome to New India Junction. I'm Nivedita Tiwari, and let us take a closer look at some of the budgetary announcements made today. Let's imagine the budget to be the contemporary supermarkets all of us are familiar with. There are few commodities that all of us need, whereas few items are demanded by a select group. The supermarket, however, caters to the needs of each and every one of us. To begin, let's focus on the larger areas. The Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, noted that it was an unprecedented situation with an economic contraction arising due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Naturally, when visiting a pharmacy, we recall the numerous doctors, nurses, medical officers who braved even the pandemic to ensure a healthy India and managed to keep the cases under check. To enable growth across rural and urban areas and ensure better facilities regardless of geography, the Prime Minister Aatmanirbhar Bharat Yojana was announced with an outlay of 64,000 crore for capacity building. While strengthening existing institutions, 1,000 new health centers in rural areas and 7,000 new health centers will be created along with new diagnostic labs. 12 central institutions would be developed across the country for excellence in healthcare. Another highlight was, of course, the stress on better, healthier condition through better nutrition. For an average individual, the idea of a growing supermarket is ascertained not just through the facilities we receive, but also through the constant change and drive for a reformed strategy. The new India needs products for this new age. Now consider students and their requirements. With the strengthening of the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme, a more practical approach to education will be made a priority. Eklavya model schools to bring in more students even from hard-to-reach areas will also bring in more innovative ideas from all corners of the nation, while simultaneously making inclusion a bare necessity. In terms of job creation, strengthening MSMEs by lowered or no duties would make room for jobs to be created. Similarly, infrastructure would mean an on-job creation for skilled workers while simultaneously creating the demand for more international partnerships like those with the UAE and Japan. Another notable aspect of any supermarket, one that practically decides how well it functions, is the idea of how many people require a state-of-the-art marketing facility. The fruits and vegetables that we buy today are stored in clean, temperature-controlled surroundings. We have options to grow what we require despite geographical limitations. It is because we, as a nation, have significantly developed our best resource, us. The budget too lays a great amount of stress on creating a conducive environment through nutrition and sanitation with schemes like Mission Poshan 2.0. This idea of applying knowledge we acquire to create a better environment is, of course, also demonstrated through the Made in India pneumococcal vaccine that will be rolled out across India. The government would also be allocating Rs 35,000 crore for COVID vaccines in 2021-22. With many positives such as the record high GST collections nearing 1.2 lakh crores or 1.2 trillion, a record number of digital transactions and green shoots of post-pandemic revival, the budget is definitely aimed towards catalyzing this trend. Like in a supermarket, checkout is usually the most time-consuming task. Bringing in self-checkouts is of course a big help, but an ease of exit can be brought in through other innovative techniques like barter, partnerships and effortless payment as well. Take for example the announcements made during the 2021 budget for FDI in the insurance sector, a roadmap for strategic disinvestment, strengthening the rural market infrastructure, as well as collaborations in the space sector like those with Brazil for sending their satellites and with Russia for training Indian astronauts. These announcements are nothing less than a highlight of the country's commitment for a reformed, healthy, inclusive and happy India that is growing swiftly. With the dream of Aatmanirbharta now well within sight, the 2021 budget does well to dispel any doubts regarding the government's commitment for sustained, inclusive and widespread growth of the Indian economy. Going forward, it would be heartening to see the positive and intended effect of today's announcements in the longer run. Team NIJ will be analyzing this budget with more insights and interesting views. Be sure to subscribe for a comprehensive coverage as we bring to you all the latest developments. By now, we hope your shopping carts are full, lists empty, and desires for newer commodities satiated. Until next time, Dhanyavad and Namaste.